This is a short Python function that returns true if a number is divisible by 3 and false otherwise. If you don't include the parentheses after a function, you just have a reference to that function. And this value can be used in various ways. For example, passed to another function. This example uses the function filter, which takes a function as its first parameter and an iterable, like a list, as the second. Filter creates a new list, technically an iterable, by calling the function repeatedly, passing each item in turn, and including only those items for which the function returns true. This example uses the built-in ORD ordinal function, which returns the ASCII or Unicode value of a given character. Another built-in higher order function is map, which also takes a function and a list or an iterable as parameters and returns a list. The function is repeatedly called and passed each item in turn, placing the value returned by the function in the new list. The user-defined toNum function uses the ordinal function with a slight adjustment so that capital A would map to 0, capital Z to 25, and lowercase a is 32, as you can find in this example if you look carefully. The chr character function returns the character with a given ASCII value and can be used to recreate the original message. Reduce is yet another built-in higher order function that takes a function and an iterator. One example of using reduce is to recreate the sum function. The function we pass to reduce takes two parameters, the so-called accumulator and the current value being iterated. Using reduce, you could multiply all the values in a list just as easily as add them up. Of course, anything multiplied by 0, the first element here, is 0. Let's see what it is if we exclude the first element by using a list slice. Partial is another higher order function. This one takes a function as a parameter and also returns a function. Using partial, you can bind arguments to a function and get a new function that automatically includes those arguments. Partial can be used to bind positional arguments, like this. It also works with keyword arguments, like this. And both can be specified together. Starting in Python 3.14, you can insert a placeholder. This makes it possible to hold open a positional argument to be specified when calling the function returned by partial.